This Take 5 with the Regional Chamber is sponsored by...
You're just a click away from a great deal at Sweeney Chevrolet Buick GMC. We make it easy to shop one of the Valley's largest GM inventories at SweeneyCars.com. While you're there, browse over 300 pre-owned vehicles. And remember, our team specializes in helping first-time car buyers establish and grow their credit. Stay on top of the latest offers by texting Sweeney Cars to 50123 or stop by anytime on Market Street in Boardman. Sweeney Chevrolet Buick GMC, your first choice for selection, price, and service.
Sweeney.
Welcome to the Regional Chamber's first Take 5 newscast. I'm Kim Calvert, Vice President of Marketing and Business Services, and we're excited to bring you twice a month great positive news and feature stories about our members and updates about what's going on at the Chamber, from projects our economic development team is working on to clips of our events and interviews with staff. For our inaugural newscast, we are happy to have chatted with one of our Valley's most successful and dedicated business owners. Few names in the Valley conjure visions of success like Sam Cavelli's. He's been in the restaurant business his entire life, trading one successful franchise chain for another. And now he tells us his best business years are still to come. If you've been to a Panera Bread or an O'Charlie's restaurant in the Valley, you've experienced some of Sam Cavelli's love of the food business.
We're here to go.
It's not just his job, it's his passion, and it started more than 5 decades ago.
My father started our company in 1959 with McDonald's, and we grew to be one of the largest franchisees in the country of McDonald's.
40 years later, Cavelli sold the company's chain of McDonald's to invest in a newer franchise, Panera Bread. For some, the move would have been too risky, but Cavelli made the decision and never looked back.
We ran into Panera, and it was a concept that we fell in love with, and there were a lot of things we thought we could do with the concept, that we could take it to different levels, and we did. And we grew faster than anyone in the company, and we became their largest franchisee.
Cavelli now has Panera locations in 4 states and in Canada, and the growth continues. He's preparing to open his 250th location on Market Street in Boardman.
Here's where we started. That was our first location in Boardman. So it's kind of nice to be able to put our 250th store in our hometown.
Since opening that first Panera in Boardman 15 years ago, Cavelli has added 5 O'Charlie's restaurants, and most recently, he picked up Dairy Queen as his newest venture.
We had the opportunity to go and put Panera on the turnpikes, on the 2 locations down at the end of the turnpike. The first one and the last one on the turnpike going towards Pennsylvania. And we won the bid for putting Panera there, and they wanted someone to complement Panera, a restaurant, so we said, why shouldn't we run it? We know the restaurant business, so we're going to put the Dairy Queens in there with Panera.
And while he was at it, he thought he'd purchase and open a few more Dairy Queens. Once the Turnpike locations are up and running, he'll have 9 DQs in all. Cavelli says all of his brands are growing, especially Panera, and he expects to open close to 40 Panera stores in 2014, making it one of his biggest growth years. Even with all the success, Cavelli still loves being on the road, visiting his restaurants, and meeting with his employees.
I've learned every position in the store from the ground up. I never started in this business working in the office. It was in the operations of the business with people and all the associates. Did every dirty job there was, and I'm glad I did, and I can relate to everything when I'm talking to people in the stores.
Cavelli says it's his employees and his loyal customers who deserve the credit for the company's success. The new Panera in Boardman is expected to open later this year, and like the one in Niles, it will feature a drive-through window. After a long, wet winter, construction of the Hotel and Banquet Center at the Eastwood Mall complex is now back on schedule. The Residence Inn by Marriott is on track to open later this year. The foundation, plumbing, electricity, and the elevator shaft are all in place for the 4-story, 103-room hotel. Next, mall visitors will begin to see the framing going up.
The work that will really take the most intense concentration of skilled tradesmen will be the interior work, when we're talking about finishing out the room areas and the lobby areas and all the interior finishes. So that's going to be happening through the summer months and into the fall. Work
on the Eastwood Mall Banquet Center will begin once an operator is selected. It's expected to open next year. The construction phase of the $14 million project will employ hundreds of workers. Once the facilities are up and running, 85 to 100 people are expected to be hired for permanent employment. Well, it's that time of year again. 29 women from the Valley are preparing for the 21st Athena Award Dinner on May 23rd at Mr. Anthony's in Boardman. Alyssa Toto spoke with some of our nominees about what qualifies them for the honor.
The Athena Award dinner is 2 weeks away. Who will take home this year's award? I can't reveal that secret, but I can give you a sneak peek at an event designed to prepare the nominees for the big day. For these women, the Athena Awards is like the Oscars, the Grammys, and the Emmy Awards all rolled into one.
It's been an incredible honor. It's hard to even put into words how amazing it is, how many people come up to you, congratulate you. You're in a room with almost 700 people and you're given this incredible award. So it really makes me feel like I've achieved something.
Karen Abrams was the 2012 Athena Award recipient. She's here at the Davis Center at Fellows Riverside Gardens to help this year's nominees prepare for the 2013 awards dinner. The nominees are getting to know each other, having their photos taken, and receiving important details about what to expect the night of the event. These women were nominated for the award because they have excelled in business, dedicated themselves to community service, and honored other women by offering their support and mentorship. This year's nominees all have the resume and dedication to win the honor.
There have been lots of volunteer opportunities that I've been involved in over the years. The most recent is actually beginning a recreation center for individuals with developmental disabilities.
For me, there's not one single way to mentor women. You look for where people are struggling, where their needs are, and try to help fill those needs. So it's definitely not a cookie cutter thing.
The Athena Award is an international program that started back in 1982 in Michigan. The first Mahoning Valley Athena Award was presented in 1990, and after a brief hiatus, started back up in 1995. It's been going strong ever since.
Every year I am amazed to hear about what women are doing in the Valley, and this award highlights it. So I think it really shows how much is going on in the Valley and how much a part we all are in the Valley's development.
Join us at Mr. Anthony's on May 23rd to see who takes home this year's award. For more information or to register, visit the Regional Chamber's website, regionalchamber.com. For Take 5 with the Regional Chamber, I'm Alyssa Toto.
And finally, if you haven't seen the gorgeous display of tulips and daffodils that are in full bloom at Fellows Riverside Gardens, time is running out. 55,000 tulips and daffodils were planted this year, but they won't last much longer. So if you want to see the beautiful display, you should head over this week. As the tulips near the end of their season, the staff is already looking toward next year.
Our staff is very involved with tulip planting. It's a year-long process. We start with designing our beds for next year in the summer. The bulbs are ordered by late summer. They start coming in September.
Then the staff and volunteers spend about 3 weeks in the fall getting the flowers planted. Tulip season is the busiest time of the year at the public garden. We hope you've enjoyed our first Take 5, and we'll see you here again in 2 weeks. With the Regional Chamber, I'm Kim Calvert.
Take 5 with the Regional Chamber is produced by Mahoning Valley Productions, where we tell your stories.